Hey guys, welcome back again to another Vlogmas day. Today I am going to be doing a completely different type of video. I've never done one of these on my channel. This is hosted by my great, beautiful friend Jessica Myros and also my friend Joy from Organized with Joy. They are phenomenal ladies. They have such great content on their channels. I'm going to link their channels below. They are both beautiful people. They share so much. Okay guys, so we were trying to come up with something positive to do each month. These girls have been doing different challenges, whether it be with health, wellness, self-care, whatever it may be. And I've been wanting to really get in on this group video because these are my friends. And so this month, I decided this is the absolute perfect month for this type of challenge. I'm going to do something that I'm going to call it the Christmas Kindness Challenge. I don't know if that name's already out there somewhere. That's what I've chosen for the title. I thought it just kind of flowed together. I'm putting together a calendar. I'm going to share that with you guys. For years and years, ever since my oldest, Gavin will be 16, what I did yearly was I would have envelopes. I'll call it the 12 days of Christmas. Sometimes it would be shortened depending on what was going on with life, or it may have been even longer. And it would be the 12 days of Christmas. In each envelope, they would get some new activity or something that they would get to do. And it would be, you know, they might get a book for that day to read. Or they might get to make cookies or do a science project of making snow. It was always something really fun and geared towards them and keeping the Christmas magic. But over the years, obviously we have 4 kids now, it gets a little pricier to buy like everybody a book, to buy everybody, you know, these things. And it kind of pulls away from Christmas. It makes it fun. I'm all about having fun and the kids having fun, don't get me wrong. But there's other ways you can do that. I think Christmas, like when Santa Claus comes and when all the grandparents buy the kids presents and all that, they get plenty of stuff. And I think the real message of Christmas is, you know, what we celebrate at least, is, you know, about Christmas is Christ-centered. But whether you believe, whether you have faith, whether you don't, I think that the most important thing to do that you can do for other people is be kind. This world is ever changing and it has gotten really ugly at times, and the best thing you can do is do something nice for someone else. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be as simple as opening a door. You don't know what those other people are going through. You don't know what kind of day they've had or what kind of life that they are having, or who's been nice to them or rude to them, or what family struggles or health concerns they have weighing on their chest. And I think so many people overlook that and can be judgy and just get so aggravated, and then that just takes over your whole mindset, your whole being. And I just want to bring it back to do something nice. To do something nice every day for somebody else, no matter if it costs you money to do that or if you do it for free. And so I'm going to put together this challenge for our family to instill doing different nice things for other people. That is the heart of Christmas. And we kicked it off by doing, every year we adopt for a little kid from my husband's work, and we purchase for them if we're able to do it. And I grew up, my mom did that, not purchasing for one single kid, but purchasing for a whole bunch of kids. Like if she got a bonus check or she got something extra during the year, my mom would go and purchase toys for the kids. It would be like Big Lots or somewhere like that. We would purchase toys for kids. So I grew up seeing that and seeing that you're supposed to give back. You're supposed to do things for others. And that has always been part of my character, and I want to help other people. So we decided a while back, actually, before Emily was born, we started doing this. We haven't always done this. We've always tried to help other people. We've always donated things, done that sort of stuff, even when we didn't have much to donate. So years ago, back before I was pregnant with Emily, I kept hoping I would get pregnant with a little girl, and it just wasn't my time. And I tried for 2 years to get pregnant with Emily, and I finally just gave up, left it to God, and you know, went on. And that Christmas I said, let's adopt a little kid from this little Christmas tree. And we did. We adopted. I chose a little girl because I'd always wanted to buy for a little girl. and I picked a little girl out. But all the Christmas stuff, I mean, I had the best time picking out little girl stuff because I'd always had little boy stuff. And no joke, later, let's see, actually a month to Christmas, I found out I was pregnant. And then later on, it ended up being a little girl after all that time of trying stuff. So I always reflect back on how special that was, that feeling, and knowing that I was making someone else's Christmas special. So I'm going to share these ideas with you guys. You can tweak them however you want. You don't have to do this at all. I just wanted to share it with you. I wanted to do this as a family. It could be just simple things, but to make someone else's day, even if you compliment somebody, that can change a whole person's day. And I just wanted to share that with you guys and take you along the journey as I do that. If you're interested, I'll share some of these things, some of the feedback. I'm obviously not going to film everything that we do, but I just thought this would be fun to take you guys on this journey because you guys see so much of our life. This could be, you could pay for someone else's coffee. You could bring somebody coffee, like a police officer or a teacher or something, you know what I mean? You can make cards for the troops overseas. You can go to nursing homes and drop off pre-made items. So many things. Or you could just donate items to your local shelter or donate newspapers to your local animal shelter. Just little things that can make you feel better about the season, that you know, a positive change in you can make a positive change in someone else. You just always have to be looking out for somebody else and thinking about those things. But I'm going to share our calendar, share those ideas with you, and let me know something that you like to do to help others. I don't know. I thought this would be a really awesome way to instill character in my kids and teach them how to be kind human beings. I will brag on my oldest son here for a moment, Gavin, my 15-year-old. He, all my kids are wonderful, but my son, he finished up his football season, and he's worn out. Football season is full time here, and he finished that. He wants to get a job because he wants to be able to get a car and pay for stuff and do all that sort of stuff that teenagers do. And anyway, he was going to wrestle, and he said, "Mom, I don't think I'm going to wrestle. I thought about it. I really want to get a job, but I really, really, really want to help at the homeless shelter. I really want to go and feed the local homeless." He said it means so much to him. And so he did it on his own free will. No one pushed him to do that. He signed up a long time ago, and they finally reached back out to him. And so first day that he had available after football was over, he went down there and volunteered. And then I noticed in his room he had a paper to make baskets for those in need. So he has got a heart of gold, and that just almost makes me tear up. And I wanted to share that with you because there are just the littlest things that you can do to help others. It doesn't matter how small it is. It might be something huge to someone else to make their day. So I'm going to go ahead and go over this with you guys so you can kind of see what we're doing. Okay guys, there are the presents for the little boy that we adopted through the Christmas program. He, it's like basically you get a list and they ask for different things. So like this little boy asked for Legos and monster trucks and all that kind of stuff. So I just went and purchased some stuff on Walmart and Amazon and things that I thought the little boy would like. Okay, for our second day of Christmas kindness, we made all those treats last night, and I did shoot it for a food challenge video, but I made extra, that way we could send some over to our neighbors. So I've got a whole bunch of goodies to go. This is just an example of one of the containers, and the girls painted these little things to send. So this is another day of Christmas kindness, just an example of things you could do. Doesn't have to be anything major. We like to make treats and give them to our neighbors because they love them. I mean, who doesn't love treats coming to your house? Okay, so today's kindness is that we are going to make for great grandparents some pretty little things or some cards. All the kids are making something. Lainey has decided to make little bracelets for them and little ornaments.
A little scarf.
A little scarf, oh yeah. And all these little things. She's got all these crafts out.
because we don't get to see them a whole lot, and they love it when we visit. So we're going to take them some nice little things to cheer their day up. Then Emily made a card for them, and making some other stuff. Tanner made a card, and then we're going to take them some baked goods.
Okay, so the positive Christmas kindness stuff that we're going to do this month, I didn't do a calendar like I had planned on doing. I was going to do it for each day of the week and have this whole full-blown calendar like originally planned to do. But then I decided, you know what, we are so busy with travel basketball, regular basketball for both kids, that I decided that we were not going to do like a calendar for each day of the week. I decided that we were going to do a list. So I wrote down a whole bunch of ideas. I'm going to share them with you guys. I'll try to like either type it out or put it down in the description box so it'll give you guys some ideas. But like this, I don't have any printer ink, or I would make it on pretty paper and do all that fancy stuff. But this is fine. It doesn't really matter what kind of paper you put it on, honestly. This has like little check marks so we can go down when we do those things. So the ideas that I have, we already did the giving tree. I already went over that with you guys, how we buy for, you adopt like a child for Christmas and you buy for them. So we already did that. They have those everywhere. At the schools, at the mall, you can always do that through those organizations. The other one was to take treats to the neighbors. Another one we came up with was to make treats for our mailman, because, you know, sometimes these are jobs that get unnoticed. We have had different mailmen, but we like to do something for them. So we'll either make a card or make them some treats or give them a drink or coffee or something. Another idea was to put tape quarters. You know, if you go to Aldi's in your area, which we go all the time, a lot of times people forget quarters, or it's just one of those kindness efforts. It's nothing much, but I was going to tape some quarters to the carts. That way people can spread that kindness, keep passing it forward. Another thing is to pay it forward at a drive-through, like Starbucks, for example, or, you know, a fast food restaurant. You could do this at a restaurant if you if we're feeling really generous, but it could be something as simple as, you know, sometimes you can, if you feel super generous, depending on how much money you have, you can just pay it forward for the car behind you. But sometimes you can always ask if you don't have that much cash on you, which I never have cash. I have my card. But, you know, just to make sure there's not like an office party pickup behind you and you're buying like $100 worth of stuff, is the thought. Because I will tell you, once you start that, it will create a whole chain of kindness, usually, unless there's like a Scrooge in the mix. Usually everybody keeps passing it forward when you start that. So, another idea is to make the trashmen like some treats and a card. They actually already did. They left us a card for Christmas. So they already gave us a card. So we like to make them treats or do something. You could give them a tip. You could do anything that, you know, you feel the need to. It doesn't have to cost anything. If the kids make them a card, it just shows that they're special. It shows kindness. Or even taking the time to talk to them. Our trashmen are awesome. I try to make them treats or give them a card or do something because they're great. Another thing is to make cards for a nursing home. I know a lot of people do that, like through organizations. When I would take the kids to the library, we would always do that at Valentine's Day and Christmas time, make cards for all the people at the nursing home, and they would get a big box and take it to them. So that's an idea. Or you can take flowers or put whatever you want to do. I don't know about the rules as far as taking baked stuff. This one's simple and free. Spend the day complimenting others. You never know how far a compliment can go. That person might be having the worst day, but when they hear someone actually being nice to them, it might just completely change their outlook on the day. That is free. Anybody can do that any day of the week. Fill the food box at, we have like one of these food boxes people have put up, and you can fill it with food. So we're going to try to do that. Fill it with food. Or there's also one at our church that they do. So we were going to go and fill that. Another is to bring coffee or cookies to the police officers. I'm not going to go down to the police department because I wouldn't even know how many I would need to bring. But I was going to do it at the school. We have police officers at all the like local little schools. And they always guard the front in the morning and after school. So I was going to take them some coffee and maybe, I don't want to be cliche and do donuts, but I was going to do cookies or do something, you know. Another would be to give money or a treat or even a hot coffee to the bell ringers, the Salvation Army bell ringers, because they're out there volunteering and or maybe they get paid, but they're out there in the cold for donations. And I always just feel so sorry if it's like snowing outside and they're ringing those bells for hours. So that's one thing I was going to do. Plus the kids love to go and donate their change and stuff to them. Make breakfast or make some treats or a meal or something and take it to my husband's work. I was going to do that because he has like a crew he works with. So I thought about doing that. Or making a meal for someone else. Like we might make a meal for either one of our friends or maybe someone that's older, or we thought about making a meal for Ryan's grandparents, because boy, they can cook. But you know, it would be nice to have something taken to them because they're always doing for others. So we thought about doing that. Donate to an animal shelter. Animal shelters always look for newspapers, I believe, because my mom always saves them. Every newspaper she gets, she will save boxes of them. So they always take newspapers, and they'll take old blankets or even donations of food or things. So that's an idea. This was one that was making random acts of kindness treats for others. It could be for anybody. It could be your friend, your neighbor, your relative, just somebody like at the school. I mean, anywhere. But that was just an idea, is to make and send cards, letters to family members. You know, everything is so electronic and such a digital age now that you almost forget to do those handmade things or a letter. And those mean so much to others because that's taking your personal time, not just tapping away on your phone or sending an email. It's just a handwritten thing. And my kids love to do that sort of stuff. So we're going to try to do that, send cards or do something related to that to our family. One thing that is on my bucket list is, my son's already done it this year. It's something he really wanted to do, was to serve a meal at the homeless shelter. That is something I've always wanted to do, and I don't know why, but I mean, I wanted to do it since I was young. I don't know why I never have. I guess just opportunity didn't present itself at the right times. So that is going to be on our to-do list. I'm not sure the age criteria. I think in our area you have to be a certain age to go in there. I think you have to be like 16 or, well, no, I'm sorry, maybe 14, because my son's 15. So you have to be a certain age to be able to go in there and do that. But that is something that is on our list to do. And then like another idea is, there's this hospital. I'll give you the backstory to this. This means a lot to us. 2 Christmases ago, guys, for people that don't know the story, people that don't know us, 2 Christmases ago, on Christmas Eve, our kids had been really, really, really sick. And everybody thought it was a stomach virus. The doctor, when I called the doctor, they thought it was a stomach virus because it was going around everywhere. This is literally the Christmas, like when COVID was here, but nobody really knew it was here. And all kinds of people were sick, and RSV was everywhere. And it was running rampant everywhere. The hospitals were overflowing. They were airlifting kids left and right out in our area. So long story short, on Christmas Eve, Tanner was really, really sick. He started hallucinating, and he was running a sky-high fever of like 104 all of a sudden. And his stomach had been hurting and his side had hurt. Well, Emily was also running like a stomach virus. It was all gastro-related. She was throwing up for like a day and a half, and we were keeping liquids down. Anyway, they both, Tanner went, and he ended up having surgery. His appendix had ruptured, they found. That he had appendicitis, and they found out how bad it was. His appendix had ruptured. That was our local hospital. He was just right at the age range that he was able to have the surgery there. At the same time, I was taking her to the doctor when they're rushing him into surgery. The doctor told me to go back to the hospital, that she needs to be at the hospital. She has the same thing. And nobody believed me. It was a long, crazy story, but nobody believed it. They wouldn't run the test. They finally ran the test, and the whole department came in. She had appendicitis. So she was too young to do it. There was no room in any of the children's hospitals in our local area, not even 2 hours, not even like in the surrounding areas, because so many kids had different sicknesses. So they airlifted her. My husband went and met up so she would be in the surgery. It was about 2 hours from where we live. And her appendix had ruptured severely bad, like beyond bad. We didn't know what the outcome was going to be. So both my kids were in the hospital with appendicitis, and they both ruptured. And they said it was caused from a virus, but they couldn't detect what the virus was at this point. So, at this point in time, later on, after this is all said and done, we all think that it was COVID. I would put money on it because they were so sick, and a lot of kids start with gastro. It's not always just respiratory, it was gastro. But anyway, we think that that's what happened. We spent weeks in the hospital, and Tanner actually ended up getting moved from our local hospital because they weren't taking care of him. They moved him to, they went by ambulance like the night later because he was turning septic. And we went to the same hospital room as her finally. So we spent Christmas Day in the same hospital. So we spent weeks there. We spent New Year's there, everything. We celebrated Christmas, I think, on like January 12th or something that year. So, but it was a lot to go through. I'm sharing the story because the hospital that they were at, the children's hospital, made it so much easier because you were just stranded. You're 2 hours away from home. Lainey was little. That was 2 years ago. She'd never been away from me, but she was here until she finally came and was able to be with us. Gavin was here for the weeks. He got to visit once or so because it was a 2-hour drive, and there wasn't a lot of room. So the people at the hospital, the nurses, the doctors were phenomenal the way they took care of us. And we want to send something to them, do something for them. So they hold a very special place in our heart because that was the worst moment of my life, my husband's life. I mean, it's the worst thing you could ever go through when your babies are in the hospital. I can't imagine what parents go through that deal with this all the time. So the uncertainty, all of that, having those people there to comfort you and to help you, and just the support that they gave to us and our family there's not enough words. There's not enough money to put into words. So we want to do something for them. That's on our kindness list, is to give back to them somehow. We're going to research ways that we can do that, but that is huge. And sorry to keep rambling. I wanted to share that with you guys because this will be two Christmases this year. And we really just want to do something special for them. I still keep in touch with a lot of the people that we had there. They're not supposed to do that, but they did because of how special they were to us. But anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys. So this is just our list. This is what we're going to focus on, go through and check off. You guys can do things that are free. You can do things once a week. You can do things once every 2 weeks. You can do it every day. You can do them all in one day if you wanted to. You don't have to do them at all. It was just an idea I wanted to share with you guys because Christmas is such a special time of year to us. And to spread kindness, especially in the world today, it means so much to other people to just be nice. So this is a different type of video. Like I said, I wanted to share this with you, give you guys a Christmas idea of something awesome that you could do to help others. And it can be completely free. It costs money, whatever you guys want. That's up to you all. But I will link this. I will try to type this up, put this out there so you guys can see it. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. I don't usually do these sit downs. And I'll keep rambling on forever if I don't cut myself off here. So I hope you guys have an amazing holiday season, however you spend it. And I appreciate you guys from the bottom of my heart for always watching. And I just love you all. I just wanted you to know that. Okay guys, that will be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you give it a big thumbs up. Share my channel with someone you might know. That could be a way to spread kindness to me. Is to share my channel. Help me grow. It's really hard on YouTube land, but I appreciate all of you guys that support me and watch, and our family. And we love you guys. And don't forget to check out Jessica Myros' channel and Organized with Joy. You'll love them. They're some of my closest friends. And I will link the other list down below with my other girls. I mean, all these ladies are awesome. They all have something to share. I know that you will love them all because I personally know them all and they're wonderful ladies, and I love them. So I appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you guys next time. Love you. Bye.